finisher. My last ride.
All right, what's up, guys? So for anyone out there who's a new ringside physician or interested in combat sports, one of the biggest questions I get all the time is, what do I need to bring to the event? And it's a great question because, you know, as a doctor in general, you're really only as good as the tools that you have. And so what's in your bag really is make or break for whether you're going to be prepared to handle what you're going to see out here at these combat sport events. And for me, you know, I'm pretty obsessive about these kinds of things. So I did kind of make it a science. I broke everything down and made it simple. My reasoning is that making everything kind of as set as possible beforehand makes it super easy for me to come out to an event like this. I can roll out of bed, grab my bags, and I'm ready to go. So what I'm going to do for you guys is just really quickly go through my bag setup for you guys. There's of course going to be links in the description for all this stuff. And at some point we might offer these bags for you guys to buy as a one kit, one and done type of thing. But for now, let me just roll through and kind of show you guys what I work with. So first we're going to start with bag one. I've kind of laid everything out here to organize it for you guys. But bag one is my setup for just general physical exam stuff. Every single pre-bout, I'm using this equipment, and a lot of this equipment I use ringside as well. The basics of this is going to be just to get vitals. So of course, I've got my stethoscope here to listen to heart and lungs. I've got a blood pressure cuff, and I've actually got a couple of blood pressure cuffs. This one's an automatic blood pressure cuff. Occasionally, I have fighters who are maybe a little too skinny or too young for the regular blood pressure cuff to work on. In those cases, I do carry a wrist-mounted blood pressure cuff. This is the same deal. It just mounts directly onto the wrist. And for some athletes, that's just going to be an easier place to take blood pressure. There's times when the automatics just simply won't work. And for those athletes, I do have a manual blood pressure meter. This one, of course, is a pain in the neck to use, and you kind of have to understand how to do it manually, but they teach everybody that kind of stuff in medical school. So I've always got a manual backup as well. I'm going to move over here to my otoscope and ophthalmoscope. This is a little kit of equipment I've had since med school, actually. It was a one-time purchase, pretty expensive, but really, really useful. It's got two different attachments. So I've got an otoscope attachment, that's to look inside the ears, and also an ophthalmoscope attachment. That's this little guy here, and that's for eye exams. So everything like the H-test, etc. I've got a head for that as well. I've also got a little specialized bit of equipment here. I don't typically use this for combat medicine, but this is to take a direct look inside the nose as well. So that's otoscope and ophthalmoscope. Some other bits of equipment for vitals are going to be a pulse oximeter. I know a lot of docs don't carry these, but I always do. I feel like getting an idea of the pulse is super important. And getting an idea of blood oxygenation is also really, really important for fighters. And I found more times that this has been useful than not. And final bit of equipment here is thermometer. So getting temperature, of course, super important. Of course, general things like gloves. I keep here gloves so I can protect myself and protect the athletes. And the first aid kit over here contains some things that we'll go over a little bit later for ringside. Of course, I do carry some stamps here. I'm signing my name 100 times a day, so having stamps does help with that. And some hand sanitizer. So it looks like we've got athletes here who are ready to go. We're going to get started here in a second, and maybe a little later I'll walk you guys through bag number 2. That's more for emergencies. We've got it. You can see an EKG machine over there. That's rare, but it does come in useful when it does come in useful.
Now I also keep a secondary bag number 2, for extended care and backup supplies. This bag's less about speed and more about depth. Sutures, extra meds, tools I might need if the night runs long or if the injuries stack up.
You still there? What's going on? 90% of you out there watching these fights aren't even subscribed. Now, I love being here in the octagon, believe me. I'd be here with or without you guys. But the reality is that putting together these YouTube videos with all of this behind the scene footage, it takes work, guys. Believe me, my cameraman, he's right behind you and he's sweating bullets, guys. He's sweating bullets. We put in the work because we love you guys. And all I ask in return, guys, is that you subscribe, okay? Let the algorithm know that you love what we're doing here on YouTube. That way we can keep growing and keep sharing all of this with you guys. All right? Let's get into it.
Now, when you're cage side, the fighter's safety depends on your readiness. If you prep right, you're not scrambling, you're responding. That's what separates a good doctor from a great one in this environment. I've been Dr. Yomi Adeyemi, physician and fight fan. I hope you've enjoyed seeing the world of MMA from my perspective as a physician. If you want to keep seeing MMA from the perspective of a fight doc, make sure to subscribe. We've got a lot more coming. And as always, guys, stay dynamic. Peace.